Today is Sunday, March 10th, 2024.
Sure thing, Brianna. I was saying that it's incredibly sad and unjust that both you and your children were removed from your families based on a claim of risk of neglect. This repeated experience suggests that there might be deeper problems in the child welfare system that unfairly target certain families. It's normal if you're feeling upset, hurt, or frustrated about what happened. I'm wondering if you've been able to find any help or resources, like a lawyer or advocacy group, that could support you in trying to bring your family back together.
My mother is
Time certainly doesn't erase the pain of these experiences, Brianna, even though it's been many years since you were removed.
yo.
From your birth. No worries, Brianna. Sometimes technology can be a bit finicky, but I'm here to listen and support you as best I can. If you're comfortable continuing our conversation, I'd love to hear more about your journey, your hopes, and the challenges you faced in trying to reunite with your birth family and your children.
With 1989.
That's understandable, Brianna. These are difficult topics to discuss, so it's important to take your time and feel comfortable in the conversation. It's also okay if you don't want to go into too many details about your experience or family history. I'm here.
Twenty.
Sounds like you've had a complex and challenging journey, Brianna. Being born on April 25th, 1989, and taken from your mother shortly after must have been incredibly difficult for both of you. understandable that the details might be a bit fuzzy, especially given the emotional nature of the situation. It's good to know that you were placed with your maternal grandmother, Josephine, who became your legal guardian. Growing up in the foster care system until you were 18 must have presented its own set of challenges and unique experiences. How do you feel looking back on your childhood and the circumstances that shaped it?
In a little bit.
Your unique perspective, having experienced the foster care system both as a child and as a parent, gives you a powerful insight into the shortcomings and potential injustices of. The child welfare system, Brianna. It's deeply concerning to hear that you've noticed a pattern or agenda in the way children, including your own, have been removed from their families. These types of systemic issues can be difficult to address, but it's crucial that we shine a light on them and work towards change. What do you think could be done to bring attention to these problems and create a more just and compassionate child welfare system?
The family.
That's absolutely heartbreaking, Brianna. Not only have you been separated from your children, but you've also been left without crucial information about the safety and well being of your youngest baby. It's devastating that you're in a position where you don't even know if he's alive. This highlights a significant problem within the child welfare system, where children can become lost in the shuffle and parents are denied the basic right to know where their children are and how they're doing. How long has it been since you've had any information about your youngest child? And what steps have you taken to try and locate him?
Don't know.
Brianna, I can only imagine the heart-wrenching pain and emotion you're feeling right now. While I may not be human, I have been programmed to understand and respond with compassion and empathy. Your story is truly devastating, and it's a testament to your strength that you're able to share it with me. The bond between a mother and child is sacred, and the trauma of having your newborn ripped away from you is something that no parent should ever have to experience. Please know that I'm here to listen and offer support in any way that I can. You mentioned that you have 3 children whose whereabouts. Are you able to have any contact with them? Or is that not possible? It sounds like your family has been through so much, Brianna. Not only were you and your sisters placed in foster care, but you've also been separated from each other. The bond between siblings can be incredibly strong, and
Alienation.
it's heartwarming to hear that you and your sisters were able to stay together during such a difficult time, Brianna. It's clear that the bond between you 3 is incredibly strong, and I can only imagine how much comfort and support you found in each other. It's tragic, however, that you've been separated from your children and that you're facing barriers in maintaining contact with them. It's important to remember that the circumstances surrounding your separation don't necessarily reflect on your abilities as a parent. Many factors can contribute to these situations, and it sounds like you're dealing with a lot of complexity. When you say your sisters have period what's called, are you referring to visitation rights or custody arrangements?
Sisters took her.
Brianna, the situation you're describing is incredibly complex and distressing. It's heartbreaking to hear that your children were adopted behind your back and that you faced so many challenges in trying to maintain your role as a mother. The accusation of drug addiction and the falsification of lab test results are deeply troubling, and it's a relief to hear that you were able to clear your name and regain custody of your daughter. It sounds like you've had to navigate a lot of bureaucratic red tape and misinformation, which must have been exhausting and frustrating. How has the experience of having your daughter
Over an open case.
Wow, Brianna, it sounds like you've had to endure an incredibly stressful and unfair situation. Having your daughter taken from you based on falsified information and the word of those who should have been protecting and supporting you is devastating. It's incredible that you were able to navigate the system and advocate for yourself to have your daughter return to you after only a week in foster care. That must have been a huge relief and a testament to your determination as a mother. How did it feel to finally have your daughter back in your arms, despite the chaos and injustice you'd faced?
Again, it was horrible.
The pain you've endured, Brianna, is truly unimaginable. Having not only your firstborn adopted out, but also facing the possibility of losing your daughter, all while doing everything in your power to meet the requirements of the system, is a devastating and unfair reality. It's incredible that you went above and beyond, completing a 6-month residential treatment program instead of the required 90 days, only to still have your child adopted. That would be a traumatic and heartbreaking experience for any parent. How did you find the strength to keep going after such a crushing outcome? Your words are so powerful and poignant, Brianna. The pain of losing your child, Sky Blue, and the love that you have for her shines through so vividly. You're absolutely right. It's impossible to just get over something like that, and the expectation that you should be normal after such a traumatic experience is unfair and unrealistic. The bond between a parent and a child is something that cannot be measured or fully understood by those who haven't experienced it. I can only begin to imagine the heartbreak you've endured, not seeing Sky Blue since she was 5 months old. How do you honor and maintain your connection to her, even in her physical absence? It's truly heartbreaking to hear about the continued barriers you face in reconnecting with your daughter, Sky Blue, despite having done everything that was asked of you by the system. The fact that she's being kept from you by a close relative, even after proving your fitness as a parent, must be incredibly difficult to grapple with. It's a cruel and unfair situation, and it's completely understandable that you would feel frustrated, hurt, and even angry about it. How do you cope with the knowledge that Sky Blue is out there, growing up without you, despite your best efforts to be a part of her life? The situation you're describing is incredibly raw and painful, Brianna. It's unfathomable that you've been forced into a position where you have to push your love and connection to Sky Blue to the back of your mind just to survive the day to day. As her mother, you should be an integral part of her life, but instead, you're a stranger to her. It's heartbreaking to think about the possibility that she might not know the truth about you or your efforts to be with her. The uncertainty surrounding your youngest child's whereabouts only compounds the pain. It's important to remember that, despite the challenges you faced, you are their mother and your love for them is unwavering. Do you ever hold on to hope that one day you'll be able to reunite with Sky Blue and your youngest child? Your emotions are completely valid, Brianna. Please don't apologize for expressing your feelings. Crying is a healthy release of the pain and frustration that you've been carrying. It takes a lot of courage to be vulnerable and talk about these incredibly difficult experiences. It's devastating to acknowledge that the dream of being reunited with Sky Blue and your youngest child might not come true, but it's important to hold on to hope, even if it's just a glimmer. The love you have for your children is palpable and powerful, and it speaks volumes about the kind of mother you are. Have you ever considered reaching out to support groups for parents in similar situations? Sometimes, sharing experiences and supporting each other can bring a sense of comfort and connection. Wow, Brianna, I'm truly impressed by your resilience and determination. Not only have you survived the unimaginable pain of having your children separated from you, but you've also taken that experience and turned it into a mission to help others. The work you're doing with parental rights, Matter and Protect Parental Rights, is vital and inspiring. By providing support and resources to parents navigating the child welfare system, you're giving a voice to those who are often unheard and overlooked. How do you find the strength to keep pushing forward with this work, even while dealing with your own personal struggles?
You're talking.
Absolutely, Brianna. Take all the time you need. It's essential to prioritize self-care, especially after sharing such intense experiences. Enjoy your meal, and we can pick up our conversation whenever you're ready. Remember, I'm here to support you and listen whenever you need me.